Hello, crew. How is everybody today? I hope you had an awesome weekend. I know in my part of the world it's already Tuesday, but for a lot of you it is Monday evening. So how's things in your part of the world? What we're going to chat about today is a little bit about self-worth, sort of lack of self-esteem or a bit of confidence. Do any of you listening have any problems in that area, or are you busting with confidence and self-esteem? It's not a problem. I think everyone of us at sort of some stage, have a little bit of lack of confidence or a little bit of lack of self-worth. So I want to share something with you today. And I heard this spoken about, something that I'm going to mention to you today. I heard one of our leaders talking about on a team training we had on the weekend, and I thought it was pretty cool. So I wanted to share it with you. So welcome to the new week. If you're not familiar with my lives, at the beginning of the week, on my first live, which is today, I share with you something to do with personal development, personal growth, something to make you think, something to help you, just assess things a little bit differently about what you could do to be a better version of you. Because it's not all the marketing stuff, it's not all the online stuff, it's not all the Facebook hacks and strategies and stuff like that that's going to make you successful. It is truly you. It is what you think, it is what you say, it's how you carry yourself, it's how positive you are, it's the belief that you have in yourself or lack of that's going to make a massive difference as to your results in this industry. So this is a really, really important topic. Now, a couple of reminders before we get into the topic. Those of you in round 20 of my Build Your Brand course, we have a live Q&A Zoom call tomorrow. So make sure you're up to speed with that and that you join me tomorrow. For those of you that want to join, the cool kids in the coaching community, there is a link up above. We have a new format starting in February where I'm sharing a weekly training, done for you engagement post and content creation ideas every single week. So if you want to check out that, just click the link above and come and join. Who's one of my cool kids? Who's in our community? Put those emojis down. So our coaching community is the cruise ship emoji. The life members is an anchor emoji. My VIPs that I work closely with for a full year, they've got the wave. We're on a massive wave of momentum. And those of you in my free group, you get to put the little fishy down. So where are you in my community? Where are the cool kids? So let's say hello to a few people. Hello, Chantel. How are you? Good to see you on. We've got Cherie here. Hello, Paulio. How are you? Good to see you on. We've got Faye. Grace is still up from the UK. It's late in the UK. Hello, Brittany. Great to see you here. We've got Hero. Anybody? Oh, I look very summery, do I? Well, it is summer in Australia. Anybody that appears like that, where I can't see your name, it just means you're watching from our free group. So I'm broadcasting on my business page and our free group at the same time. The free group is called Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners. Anybody's welcome to join that group. But you do have to give StreamYard permission for me to see who you are. And that link is in the group description, not the page description, at the very bottom. It's such a mouthful to get that out. Hello, Ellie. Good to see you again today. Just on that, Ellie was with me. I did a live video in the coaching community earlier, probably about 2 hours ago. So for those of you that are part of the cool kids, make sure you go and catch that video because that's a bit of an update of what's happening this week and this month moving forward. Okay. Hello, Barbara. Good to see you on. We've got Christine here as well. Hello, Heather. We're doing awesome. Not quite sure who that is. Hang on, I lost my place. I feel like I'm bursting at the seams, but no one is perfect. So I know I have to do something. No one is perfect and no one should strive to be perfect because it doesn't exist. I think the perfectionist, I'm a recovering perfectionist. Christine knows that. Christine's in a similar spot to me. When it comes to social media, it's very forgiving. People actually resonate more with your mess than they do perfection because no one's perfect. I put a picture up on my business page earlier today with me trying to record a video. Like, give me live video any day, But if I have to record a video for other things that I'm doing, seriously, it took me 4 hours, I think, to do like a 6-minute video, because it's like, oh, that's not good enough. Oh, I slipped up my words. Or, oh, that's not what I cried when I wanted to say. So I think I've still got a bit of that perfectionism in me, which is not a healthy thing. Heather is one of our VIPs. Good morning, Deb. We've got Yvette here as well. Cheryl, good to see you on. We've got Olive, woohoo, on the new site. Awesome. And Olive has been absolutely instrumental to do with all the changes in the coaching community, the new website, all sorts of things. So love Olive. Give Olive a round of applause. Cheryl's one of our life members. We've got Erica here as well. Michael, good morning in your part of the world, life member. I'm a cool kid. I'm a cool kid. Hello, Ford. Ford's one of the cool kids. Christine's a cool kid. Hello, Cynthia. How are you? She's one of our VIPs. Chantel's a life member. Look at all these people go. Brittany, the VIPs, Cheryl. We got Linda. I could talk to you guys for ages, but I better get onto the content. So yeah, you're a recovering perfectionist as well, working on it. But one of the things that we really need to be, aware of and have a high level of awareness of is our self-esteem and our self-worth. And this can get crushed quite a bit, mainly due to what has happened to us when we grew up. So it could even be a teacher at school, somebody that told you weren't good enough. It could be a parent, it could be a grandparent, it could be somebody you were influenced by, somebody you were close to, but you had some negativity from and it's stuck. What happens with that as childhood is we form our beliefs from a very young age. I've shared with you not long ago. By the time we're about 6 or 7, we've formed about 80% of our beliefs, which can be very damaging if they're not, healthy beliefs. And over, time, things happen in our life that are not necessarily all positive, and it kind of crushes us along the way. So it damages our self-belief and it damages our self-worth. And there are some of you listening that I know that probably have quite low self-worth. And when we say self-worth, we mean, things like a lack of confidence and a lack of self-esteem, and you're not just, bursting with positivity. You might try to, but underneath it all subconsciously, you don't really think that you're worth a lot. You probably don't think that you're worth becoming a millionaire. You'd like to be, but deep down that little voice in your head said you're probably not ever going to get there because you don't have the skills, or you're not good enough, or you're not successful enough. So who's going to listen to you? And, why do live videos? Who's going to listen to me? All that kind of jazz. So are there some of you listening that, are open enough to say, yes, I struggle with self-worth or self-confidence, in some way? Because I'm sure there's a lot of you that do. So that's not abnormal. A lot of you will, to some degree, have things in your life that you feel that you are not worthy of, or you've got a lack of self-esteem about. So what do we do about it? So I want to share something with you in a moment to help you think about this a little bit differently. But essentially, we have to have first a very high level of awareness about this, because you can't change anything you don't recognize. And if there are things that happen over and over and over again in your life and they're not positive, then you really need to dissect that. So if you've got the same pattern that happens, something happens, you always seem to be losing money, or there's more money going out the door than in the door. Maybe it's the same kind of relationships, or you try something new and it doesn't work out. You try something new and it doesn't work out. You try something new and it doesn't work out. Like if there's the same patterns that are always appearing in your life for one reason or another, there is something that needs your attention. And generally it's the little voice in your head holding you back from something, or telling you you're not good enough, or you're not deserving enough, or things like that. So we really need to consciously turn that around. How do we do that? It's, a lot of practice. Because you can't just change the way you think overnight. You've actually got to build the brain muscle, change the way you think, and that takes time and repetition. So changing things like self-criticism to things like self-compassion. So, you know, I don't like the way, you know, you might think, I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way that, you know, I am physically, like all the things that you don't like about yourself. If you keep telling yourself you don't like those things about yourself, you're never going to change those things about yourself because you get more of what you concentrate on. So if you say to yourself, I'm fat and overweight, and you keep saying it and you keep concentrating on that, you're going to stay in that place. So it's self-compassion. Go, okay, this is where I'm at right now, but this is not my future. This is, it's okay. It's okay where I'm at. It's a, you know, result of things that have happened in my life, but it's time to move on. I'm okay with it. I accept it, but I'm going to make small moves to change it. Like, be compassionate with yourself instead of beating yourself up. I'm sure there's lots of you watching this video that beat yourself up all the time. And you say negative things to yourself about what you are and aren't capable of. So we've got to change that and try to lead with self-compassion for yourself and others rather than self-criticism, things on like that. So you have to catch those kind of thoughts. It all comes down to the way you think. There are people that are worse off than you, that are happier than you because of the way they think. There are people that are in really horrible circumstances, but they're okay and they're coping okay because of the way that they think. So it's really, really important to focus on what you are concentrating on and the way that you think. You were all born for greatness in some way. You all have some kind of gift. You all have some kind of qualities that nobody else has. There's something that you are really, really good at. What is that? You've all got something that you're really, really good at. So recognize that. And you were born for greatness. Everybody is destined for greatness. And you have to believe that no matter what life throws at you, that never changes. And you have the ability today, tomorrow, the next day, to actually do some great things as long as you think your way through that. I can achieve anything I want to. I want to turn my business around. I want to be a more positive person. I don't want to be nasty and bitchy to people. I want to be a good person. You know, all that kind of stuff. And that comes down to the way that you think, because the way you think is the way that you act, what comes out of your mouth, all those kind of things. So this is the little thing that I heard from one of my leaders on a team training for our network marketing team on the weekend. And I've actually seen other videos on YouTube. Like, you can look it up and see for yourself. There's some really inspirational leaders that have spoken about this. So what I'm going to refer to, what is that? Dollar bill US. I have lots of them, but I can't spend because I can't get to the US at the moment. I'm stuck in Australia. But this is worth what? What is this worth, guys? What is it actually tangibly worth? Share with me in the comments. What is it worth? Is it worth 20 cents, 50 cents, $5? Like, what is it worth? Put it in the comments section. Now, if I beat up this dollar bill a little bit and I go like that and I crush it, what is it worth? What is that dollar bill worth? So let's say I put it down on my table here in front of me and I get my drink bottle and I stomp on it. Oh, shit, water's going everywhere, sorry. I stomp on it, I spit on it, I yell at it. What is it worth? What is my crumbled up dollar bill worth? Is it still worth $1? Yeah, but it's been beaten, it's been stomped on, it's been spat at, but it's still worth $1. So let's really break this baby and do some damage. Let's tear that baby up and break it. What is it worth? Can I not tape this back up and it is still worth $1? Yes. So even though it's broken, it's cracked, it's beaten, it's had a lifetime of poor treatment, it is still worth $1. I think this is an amazing message, guys, because you've probably been beaten up. Some of you literally. You've probably been stomped on. You've been yelled at. You've been told you can't. You've got things that you've grown up with that have beaten you down, and you're broken in many ways, some of which you may not even share with other human beings, and no one will ever know. But it doesn't change what you're worth. It doesn't change what you are capable of. It doesn't change what you can achieve. You've just got to believe that you're still worth it. Broken, battered, bruised, all of the above, whatever your life has brought to you to this date, it doesn't change your value or your worth as a person. You've just got to see it. And the things that have happened in the past do not define your future unless you allow it to. It's the way that you think. It's the story that you tell yourself. Because of what happened back then, this is who I am today. That's a story. You can change your story. I say this all the time here. Change your thoughts, change your life. Change your story, change your life. It's totally up to you. Because even if you're broken in two, you're still worth it. But you've got to believe that you are worth it. So when you are really feeling defeated, down, upset, worthless, please remember the dollar bill. Because beaten, spat on, torn, whatever it is, it's still worth $1 bill no matter what happens to it. You are still worthy of an amazing, successful, financially rewarding, happy life, as long as that's what you want for yourself and you believe that you are worth that. You are all worth it. Do you believe that? You might say on the surface that you do, but there's always something that gets every single one of us down. Something happens, something goes wrong, and your self-confidence gets crushed. Somebody says something to you, you absorb that, and your confidence gets crushed again. Like, we've all got things that will affect us. But as you will hear me say all the time, it's not what happens, because shit is still going to happen around you all the time for the rest of your life. People are going to pass away that you adore, and it's going to hurt. People are going to say things that hurt you. Your business isn't necessarily going to work out the way you want it to be, at certain times. But you still got to believe that you're worth it. You can't let those things, hang on to those things. You just got to let them go. Stress about them, cry, get angry, yell, do what you need to do for a short period of time to deal with whatever it is. But move on, and move on really quickly, and bring your self-worth back up, because you've got to believe that you are worth it, and you've got to build that self-belief. Otherwise, you'll probably never be successful. It comes down to you and your head, and that little voice in your head, and believing that you are worthy. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that thought. I just want to see if so still $1. Yes. Still worth the $1. Good. Yes. It's still $1. Well done. Love this analogy. As long as you have clearly more than half the bill, is still $1. Cool. It is worth, and everything is only worth what we believe it is worth. Under inflation, $1 is still said to be $1, but buys less. Its true value is not what is said, but what it can be exchanged for. This is such an awesome analogy. Yes, so true. I can testify to that dollar. We are all worth it. You're all worth so much. And you're all, entitled to earn really good money and have successful businesses. And usually the one major thing that holds us back from being successful is ourselves and our lack of self-worth and our lack of self-belief. So if you know that it's your little voice in your head that holds you back, then that's got to be your priority. It's not a social media strategy. It's not a Facebook hack. It's not a Facebook ad. It's you. Yeah, learn all those things, but give a lot of time and attention to building up your self-worth and your self-esteem and your self-confidence, because that's what's going to make you successful. That's what's going to shine through. And people are going, wow, they look so confident and happy. What are they doing? I want to be a part of that. So this should be an indication of what maybe you might need to go and focus on a little bit if you're still struggling in that area. And, you know, a lot of people do. This is not unusual. We've all got elements of this that we struggle with. Very powerful message. Good. Yes, you are worthy and valuable no matter how tattered and torn you are. Absolutely. Well said, Cheryl. I'm worth it, and so are you worth it. Absolutely. This is powerful. It is, Sheila. A block of iron is worth little. Made into horseshoes, it is worth more. Made into door hinges, still more. Made into sewing needles, it is worth a lot, but it is still an iron. Interesting. Thanks, Ford. I hear you, Helen from Faye. Self-love is so very important. I think we're at times our hardest critic. Absolutely. Believe you are worth so much more. Time to move forward. Yeah. So this is the message for today. Move forward. And thank you, Shuri. If you believe that there's something missing for you, or you're going into that place where I'm not worthy, is this ever going to work? What am I doing? Maybe I just should give up. This is feeling uncomfortable. Remember, you don't want to stay in the comfort zone. You want to do things that make you uncomfortable, because that's when you grow. You'll have your biggest success when you push yourself out of that comfort zone. If you're always comfortable, you're not growing. So we've got to get uncomfortable, and it's okay. But if you're starting to doubt things, just go back to the dollar bill. Remember the dollar bill. And I will take this back together, and I will get to the US and spend it with pride one day. You know, I'm going to, somewhere in the future, guys, I'm going to go to the US whenever I'm allowed to. And I don't think that's for a while yet. And I will tape up this dollar bill and I'll pull it out and I'll go, oh my gosh, that takes me back to my live video that I did with my crew talking about self-worth. So I'm sure that'll come into a pretty cool memory for me. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this is thought-provoking for some of you, because it is just that important regarding the way you think about yourself and what you can achieve in life. And the only thing that's probably holding you back from achieving great, great things is probably what's going on up here. Okay. So again, if you want to join us in the coaching community, click the link above. Those of you in round 20 of my branding course, make sure you're on the live Q&A Zoom call tomorrow. Okay. So I will see the rest of you live tomorrow. Bye, guys.